Welcome back to The Full View, and let's look at the big global story today in Turkiye. Turks voting in a presidential runoff that could see Tayyip Erdogan extend his rule into a third decade. But of course, he's facing a challenge. He didn't meet the threshold last time. We cross live to SABC's news correspondent Trent for the latest. Thank you for being with us. Trent, remind us about the two candidates and why we're in this runoff situation today.
Yeah, well, the two candidates in all of this are, of course, the incumbent, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. He has been in power for 20 years. He is now going for another term. His opposition leader is a man called Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu. He's been the long-time opposition leader here. He leads a coalition of 6 different parties trying to unseat the president. But we are now getting those results starting to come through thick and fast. And it would appear that it is a good night for President Erdogan. Let me just read you the latest results that I have. It is 55.2% for President Erdogan, 44.7% for the opposition, Kılıçdaroğlu. Now, that is with 61.4% of the vote counted. So effectively 55-44, about 40% of the count to go. I would imagine if you're in the Erdogan camp right now, you are feeling a little bit more comfortable than you were earlier today, but nevertheless, still a bit more counting to go.
Tayyip Erdogan is known around the world. For many, he's associated with oppression. We've seen journalists jailed, activists jailed in Turkiye. But is his popularity at home something that is palpable?
Well, I think, you don't win 20 years worth of elections without having a strong element of domestic support and a strong base. He's got a strong religious conservative base here. Many folks here believe that under his 2 decades of leadership, he's really lifted a lot of people out of poverty in Turkey and helped boost infrastructure. He's also, seen Turkey increasingly flex its diplomatic and its military muscle on the world stage. And so I think what we are seeing is that it was just probably a mistake to write him off early on. He's a seasoned campaigner. He knows what he's doing in that sense, shaking hands and drinking tea, kissing babies. We've seen lots of it these past 2 weeks. And it seems that he's managed to hold his base up. As I say, a little bit more counting to go. I'm just seeing an update come through. He's dipped below the 55% mark with 66% of the vote counted, but he's still about 3 million votes ahead. So again, I think they'd be feeling more comfortable right now in his camp, but a little bit more counting to come.
All right, so maybe we're looking at an Erdogan win. If we're not, what does his challenger offer the people of Turkey that's different?
Well, look, he's a staunch secularist. He would like to have less religious involvement in government. He is a man that would like to undo the presidential system that President Erdogan brought in. He would like to take it back to a parliamentary system where effectively you have a prime minister in charge and not a president. He is somebody that says he would like to have more closer relations with the West, the EU, with NATO. Turkey is a NATO member. But President Erdogan has often countered those points by saying Turkey does have strong relations with the West, but it's also happy to play the middleman, if you will, and keep talking to the likes of Russia. So, look, I think, regardless of who wins tonight, there are major international geopolitical ramifications for this part of the world, whether it's the Middle East, whether it's Europe, whether it's North Africa, all places Turkey is increasingly dominant in. I think regardless of who wins tonight, it will continue to play that role.
All right, Trent from Istanbul, thank you very much for that update. And we'll see when the final results come in, but they are coming in, as he said, thick and fast.